Welcome to Straight Shot Politics. Each episode will bring you in-depth discussion with experts, community leaders, and analysts who will share their insights, experiences, and predictions. From local elections to global diplomacy, we'll provide you with the tools and perspectives you'll need to navigate today's real-world landscape. The views expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, producers, or this podcast. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by any organization unless explicitly stated.
Welcome to Straight Shot Politics. I'm Lisa Chafee.
I'm Josh Cease.
And I'm Michael Nash.
Gentlemen, wow, what a week of news happenings to talk about.
There's all kinds of stuff going on. And
it's crazy.
It's newsworthy. It's cultural event worthy.
Yeah. Well, let's start local.
Yeah.
So on last Friday, August the 7th, in Columbus, the police responded to a two-vehicle crash at I-70 East and South Hamilton Road exit. And the driver, whose name is Brandon Burtick, who happens to be a white man, exited his vehicle, pulled out two guns, and began shooting. Well, of course, you shoot at police, they're going to shoot back. Approximately 20 to 30 rounds were fired. Somehow they missed him. Maybe they had a day off. Gotta get back
in the range, boys. Gotta get back in the range.
Maybe the wind was blowing too hard. I do not know, but either way.
Now, it depends on how they were, the circumstance still. It's
right.
But they carry rifles too. So.
One officer was grazed. He was sent to the hospital, released. He's fine. So what's interesting, though, is now on social media, the hubbub is they missed on purpose because he was a white man.
Oh, for God's sakes.
And where is Brian Steele? Well, and Brian Steele actually was out of the country on vacation.
He's allowed to have a vacation.
Exactly. So he's going to be making a statement this week about it. He posted on Facebook
is there anything right now in grievance culture that is off limits? And this is tying into a larger cultural issue that I'm getting really upset about, is that especially, and you know, we'll have an episode where we touch more on elections, but I think it just, you look at this whole movement and the whole, like, what DSA is pushing, and the race baiters, the hucksters, the professional victims, the woe is me crowd, and I'm just going to say it right now, they're stepping it up, and it just seems like it is fair game to accuse white people of anything if you're black or somebody of color, and it's getting really old. I promise you. And Mike, you are a trained shooter. You know exactly, I mean, you know the rules of engagement.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask you, did you ever go, I want to scare them, but no. You aim center mass and you eliminate the threat.
Yeah.
Are they really that dumb to think? They're stupid people.
Okay, so first off, like Pastor Forbes said when he was with us,
yes,
even the darkly toasted people are getting tired of this nonsense coming from the ghetto culture. And the ghetto culture is not just comprised of darkly toasted people. It is white people as well.
Oh, my God. Ghetto culture is not about race. It's about culture.
You thought about those stealthy martial artists people?
Yes.
Yeah.
So about those?
It's just this mindset, and the whole culture is victimhood. And to me, it is laziness. They want excuses to not do better because they're just lazy.
Yeah.
Nobody in this country is being oppressed. Nobody. You can make of yourself what you want. You just have to fight for it.
You do, and nobody's being oppressed unless you say, I don't believe transgender people should use the same bathrooms as my daughters.
Exactly.
And then, of course, I'm actually advocating for the genocide of all people who are shut up.
Or you don't want biological males competing with females.
Exactly. Well, God, no. Yeah. And that's interesting. We're going to touch on that here in a minute because that's a funny story that got twisted. I'm glad they're twisting this on culturally. But you know, you look at this in terms of it is like it's like the oppression Olympics.
Yeah.
Everyone's competing to win the gold medal of who's the most oppressed. And even within the oppression Olympics, there are tiers.
Oh yeah.
So like gay white men are like they're considered just privileged, right? Gay white men are just their needs are at the bottom. They're the least oppressed of the oppressors. Whereas the darker skin color you have, the different if you have a different religion, if you're this, that, and the other, it's like they stack it up. It's like a merit badge contest to see who can say, "But I'm a victim, and I got this going against me, and this going against." Like it doesn't stop.
Here's what's really sad. And I don't know why they're bringing this up now. They're interviewing the jurors from the O.J. Simpson trial. And this happened in the 90s. I can't remember. I think 97 maybe. I can't remember the exact year.
94, 95.
October of 1995.
Yeah.
I remember because I was in Okinawa. I was there for a year. The white Ford Bronco driving through L.A., I was like an hour away. And then like a month later, I went to Japan. And then I came back from Japan a year later, and it was still on TV.
I remember because you were in Okinawa serving the country, and
Right.
we watched The Verdict in my 8th grade classroom.
Thank you very
that
much.
makes me feel old, Josh.
Gosh, thank you
Thanks.
much. I
was living
gotta
in.
check my young guy
I
card
remember
now. Thank you.
I was living in Macon, Georgia, and I was in my early 20s, and I really didn't have the maturity and the wisdom yet. And I actually was supporting OJ, and my mom and I watched as much of the trial together as we could when I wasn't working. But now what's interesting is these jurors are coming out and saying they knew he was guilty, but they wanted him to get away with it for revenge.
It was retribution for Rodney King.
Rodney King and just how slavery.
Yes.
It all goes back to it's like, come on. I mean, I get it. Slavery was terrible. There's not a culture in existence in history that has not had some form of slavery.
Absolutely correct.
It's
including the noble savage, the peaceful Indians that everyone thinks just sat around and smoked peace pipes
Native
and
Americans,
did kumbaya together. God forbid you learn about what the Aztecs did.
Well, yeah, it's just crazy. Enough is enough. Let's move forward.
Thank you.
And we learn our history so we don't repeat those mistakes.
Right.
But again, stop playing the victim.
Rodney King, the riots, Rodney King, I was sitting 50 miles away in an E-Club in Camp Pendleton when that was going on. I'm sitting here having a beer in the E-Club, and I'm looking up on the news, and there's people rioting. Like, this is right up the street. I'm thinking, gosh, okay, why? And then I find myself a few days later going out to that site because they wanted us to go out and do some sort of like public show of whatever. So we went out to the site. And it was like everything was tore up.
Oh yeah,
everything was tore up. I'm like, why was this all torn up over some dude?
And this is what really blows my mind is how many people on the left, and it's not just black people, that they want to protest. Great. That is your First Amendment right to protest. What you don't have the right to do is destroy property, and you're only hurting yourselves. Just like how many stores, CVS, Walgreens, are closing up shop because of all the theft.
They claim racism when nobody wants to go do business in their neighborhood. Then they burn down the businesses that are in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? What?
So
explain that to me.
They destroy their own towns, and I don't get.
Yeah.
They
and again, we're talking about ghetto culture. We're talking
about
this
ghetto
is not
culture.
racially specific. Yeah. We're talking ghetto trash urban culture.
Mm-hmm.
The glorification of violence, sex, drugs, mayhem, chaos, murder.
And thanks for reminding me, these aren't actually the darkly dressed martial artists that sneakily sneak around and do
some
certain
of them even have
things.
throwing stars, I hear.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I heard
But they're caught on fire. They're wrapped in muzzle. Okay.
Well, let's move on because this ties into what we're doing. This one of the most disturbing things, and again, it'll be about a week ago or a little more for when this podcast drops. But this animal out of Charlotte,
Yeah.
who went around,
Quan.
went around filming himself brutally, randomly punching white women. Mm-hmm. He was a black man.
Is a black man, yeah.
Or what? Well, yes, is. He's still, unfortunately, walking amongst us. But, I mean, the beating he did, I mean, this woman is knocked out. Her eyes are rolling back in her head, and he's still wailing on her face on the ground.
And she did nothing.
She did nothing.
She did nothing. She didn't holler at him. She didn't call him a name. She was minding her own business.
He filmed himself chasing it was always white women. He filmed himself chasing him, calling him bitch and get back here and I'm going to bleep you up and whatever. Okay.
9 times he's been arrested.
9 times.
And 34 months.
9 times, to quote Ferris Bueller. 9 times.
34 months.
You know why he was arrested the 10th time? White privilege.
And by the way, I love idiots who film themselves committing violent felonies.
Yeah.
I mean, you
like,
dumbass. Really, you just made everyone's job easier.
The dumbest criminals, yeah.
But these judges and prosecutors in Charlotte, you ought to be ashamed. I mean, it's disgusting. Those judges should be in jail. The prosecutors should be in jail. They don't do their jobs. There are a bunch of woke, bleeding heart leftists down in Charlotte. Charlotte is not like the rest of North Carolina.
No, it's not. I used to live down there.
It is a different culture. It is. You want to talk about here we go. Let's go back to a woke leftist culture that cultivates ghetto crap and violence. We know what happened to the poor girl that was riding a bus down in Charlotte, didn't we not?
The Ukrainian refugee, Irina Zarutska.
Yes, she was murdered. Again, white girl murdered by a black man, but we can't say that because don't bring that up. That you're being too racist. Don't press the race.
And watching the video, nobody else on the bus stood up to help. Nobody stood up the bus to do anything, and then there were no witnesses. Nobody saw anything.
Well, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Why would they try to help? Look what happened to the former Marine
on
in
the
New
subway
York.
in New York.
A white man who restrained, guess what? A black man who was threatening to kill everybody.
That's right. And they charged him with
Murder.
Murder.
Yeah.
And by the way, they should have given him an
award.
award
Yeah,
and
exactly.
thank you. Thanks for taking out the trash. That person was useless to society and had no business being here as an animal.
Well, I don't care what happens, what verdict, whatever. I know this Marine is ever anywhere else, and that happens, somebody's getting a bullet in the brain. That's it. Period.
I think it is your patriotic duty and your humanity duty, your civic duty as a human being to defend those who cannot defend themselves.
Absolutely.
That's part of the Marine
All
Well,
enemies, foreign and domestic.
That's why we have the Good Samaritan law.
Yeah.
For that very reason.
That's right.
And it's time to start. And I'm glad, and I can't remember the Marine's name to save my life, but he's filed a lawsuit against New York.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad because what they did to him was just utterly horrific. And I'm sorry. I don't care what your family went through. I don't care what color your skin is. You do not have the right to hurt another human being.
You're not going to find anybody disagreeing with that unless they're sociopaths or psychos.
I think these judges who are legislating from the bench and they keep letting these people out, they need to be sued by the victims.
Absolutely. They should get no qualified immunity whatsoever.
No, none.
Daniel Penny.
Daniel Penny, thank you. That's his name. Yes.
Daniel Penny.
And the hard part is I just looked this up, and there's no American media that is the first that you see. The first you see that mentions it is BBC.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Our
is pathetic.
legacy media they don't want to talk about anything that doesn't fit their narrative.
Right.
And going back to our piece of subhuman trash in Charlotte that was beating these people. You did not see anything in the media about it.
No.
I had to seek it out through Instagram and Reddit.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about it.
Well, I'm actually looking at an article from the New York Post. They actually wrote about it.
Well, the New York Post is but ask me if the Washington Post is going to talk about it.
It's been smaller newspapers, county,
Can you imagine what would happen if that was a white man randomly punching, knocking out, chasing, threatening to kill black women?
Yeah, exactly.
We would be in a state of emergency.
Oh,
and by
they'd
the
be
way,
rioting.
every CVS and Target would be on fire right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And don't tell me otherwise. You're an intellectually dishonest liar if you tell me that that's not exactly what would be happening. We just talked about the LA riots. We'd be having national riots.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, we had national riots in 2020.
Oh, I think that. But if
Summer of Love. Yeah.
Yeah, but this, I think, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why they think. And you know what's even worse about all of that happened in 2020 is the elected officials, white elected officials, saying, "Oh no, it's not violent. It's peaceful."
Well, I mean, what you didn't you want to put on a dashiki and kneel down with Nancy
Right.
Pelosi and Chuck Schumer?
Or Maxine Waters
Take a knee
actually
there in the Capitol.
actually encouraging the rioting, and others. I've had it. I'm absolutely sick to death of these idiotic people encouraging violence, all in the name of greed and power. That's where the higher, and I'm so sick of hearing
Masked as social justice.
Yes,
of the ghetto. Yeah, the ghetto culture talking of, and the white liberals, the white liberal women, the bane of my existence, and I'll say
they
it
are
a
the bane.
bazillion
They're the
times,
worst part of this
how
country
they're talking
right now.
about the rich white people running the Republican Party, and they've ruined everything. Well, let me tell you what: it's the Republican Party that ended slavery hundreds of years ago. It is the Republican Party that ended the Jim Crow laws, and the current leaders of the Democrat Party are white, rich men.
I know. It's hypocrites. And by the way, these are women who live in McMansions in suburbs around Columbus and Cincinnati and Dayton.
Oh, yeah.
And Cleveland. And they have they got big Cadillac Escalades, and they have the audacity to talk about, rich people and corporations. Honey, you have profited off of them your whole life. The only reason that you and your little spoiled, everyone gets a trophy brats get to sit in that Escalade in your box cutter $2 million McMansion up there while your husband's probably having an affair with his secretary is because of capitalism, is because of corporations. So it drives me up a wall. Speaking of white women, they're getting clotheslined now in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Sophie Cunningham who stood up for women, real women, and said, no, trannies don't belong in women's sports, period, end of story. And she happens to be white. She happens to be extremely gorgeous and beautiful.
She's very beautiful.
She has a sass and attitude because she'll throw it right back at the crowd.
In a Z formation. How about
Well,
that?
here's what's disturbing is so she gets. I saw the play. I've seen the video multiple times now, and she's going up to make a shot, and a player. It looked like the other player was taller than her. Happens to be black. I mean, there are more black women in the WNBA
No, the
than white.
WNBA is a black lesbian league. It is driven by black lesbians, and they will proudly admit that, so don't tell me I'm being a bigot.
In watching it, I honestly can't tell if she did it on purpose or
She
not.
absolutely did it on purpose.
But here's what struck me. So she goes to the locker room, and then she tweets, white privilege. She got thrown out of the game. Well, Sophie comes back and says, I did the same thing. Same thing happened to me last season, and I was rightfully thrown out of the game.
Yeah, well, again, this goes back to grievance culture. The black chick who tried to decapitate Sophie Cunningham, she's the real victim in all of this because how dare this beautiful straight white woman who doesn't put up with your woke tranny nonsense, and it has the audacity to, come and play, and she's kind of an enforcer, by the way.
And not that. Outplay.
Outplay, yes.
Outplay.
Well, between her and Caitlin Clark,
they hate her.
They hate them, number one, because they're white, and they're good.
Yeah.
Because there's this attitude.
And they're fairly easy on the eyes to look at.
And they're very beautiful. And there's this attitude, and it's not just basketball, but there are a lot of sports. Basketball and football American football, seem to be dominated by people of color.
Yeah.
Now, right? So it's this attitude, this entitled attitude that white people can't be good at these sports. So when you have someone who's white and who is good, they do everything they can. Not all of them, but some, to get rid of them. I'm not saying all the players are bad. They're not. There are some athletes that are speaking out in support.
You don't see the white guys in hockey going after the handful of black players in the National Hockey League.
Exactly.
You don't see that at all. I mean, we've had people play for what was it? Seth Jones was here for a while for the Columbus Blue Jackets. But the white guys don't. There's not that same hostility. But listen, don't tell me hockey is the whitest sport on the planet right now, other than golf, maybe.
And maybe NASCAR.
And with the WNBA.
Well, sport. I said sport.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay.
And I think we're going to go in big circle and turn left. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do after that? Go and keep turning left. Sorry, NASCAR fans. I'm just joking.
With the WNBA, I think this is coming out of jealousy.
Yep.
Because prior to Caitlin Clark, nobody, and I mean nobody, was talking about the WNBA. Not even ESPN.
I forgot it existed for a while.
And as a woman, I love to watch college football. I don't like to watch any other sports. I find women's sports boring to watch. I'm sorry. I don't even like to watch men's basketball.
I got to disagree with you.
Beach volleyball, I would say.
Okay,
I can watch
mud wrestling and
old wrestling.
Yeah, that's
Jello wrestling.
That works.
All the different wrestling.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But now they're looking, and
Sorry.
the coaches
digress
of the WNBA are even worse.
Yes, they are.
Because they're trying to defend the woman who clotheslined Sophie. One of them wore so I don't remember if we talked about this before or not, but there was a game the Fever played, which is the team Sophie and Caitlin are on, out in Seattle-ish somewhere, and two teenage girls went to the game to support Sophie. They had signs they made up on poster boards, and then they had on the T-shirts that said XX on them.
Yep.
And a partial owner of the opposing team came over, an older woman. She looked like she's in her 60s. I don't know for sure, but she was an older woman, screaming at these girls, got other people in the audience screaming at these teenage 15, 16-year-old girls. And the next night, the opposing team who played against the Fever coach wore a shirt with her sport coat that said, "Trans kids belong," something to that effect, right? They're making it worse. So, but what's funny now, this is what I love. So 2 retired NBA players, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White, have come out and said they are going to declare for the 2027 WNBA draft.
Absolutely. Throw this tranny bullshit right back in their face.
But now the league is saying who plays in it, what their conditions are for being allowed to play in it, is part of the contract that they negotiate with the players.
Oh, so you have to be, well, how do you know if you're a woman? I thought you could just say I'm a woman.
Yeah.
So I heard something on the news too. There was a dude that was prospecting an all trans WNBA team.
That is Clay Travis.
Right.
He's
Outkick hit the coverage.
Yeah, he's the Clay and Buck show.
Okay.
In Russia's old time slot.
Gotcha.
And he's a huge sports person. I'm all for this. Create an all trans league.
Yep, the Nashville Balls.
That's good.
But
I love it. You know, I have nothing against trans people. I really don't. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry that they can't be comfortable in the skin that God gave them.
I don't mind if you are 18 years old and you are an adult and you decide you're trapped in the wrong body, you do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
But you don't get to use the women's restroom with my little girls, and you sure as hell don't get to play in female sports.
No.
Because you are not a woman. You never will be a woman. You will never have fallopian tubes. You'll never have ovaries. You'll never have a uterus. You'll never have a cervix. Never. Yeah. You are not a woman.
And you talk about oppression. Women are the most oppressed. of every color, of every race, are the most oppressed group of people from the beginning of time. And even now, women are oppressed. Islam. You look at the women, they have to wear the hijabs. That is a way for men to control. They can say it's in the Quran, whatever. That is men controlling women. We had to fight for the right to be able to vote in this country as women. Then we had to fight for the right to be able to play sports. I can remember growing up. I was born in 1971, so I was at the beginning of Title IX. And I can remember I wanted to play football so bad. No, Lisa, you have to be a cheerleader. You can't play football. Girls don't play football. They still don't play football. They have flag football. They have Victoria's Secret's football, but no
here, I'll say this, is that you do have women playing high school football that usually they're kickers.
Or quarterback. I've seen them as quarterbacks, too.
A woman quarterback on a high school team?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in middle school.
How bad, how sissy are those boys?
Or how good was she?
That's the way to look at it. She's got to be outstanding.
She was good. My son's 7th grade middle school team, one of the quarterbacks was female, and she was phenomenal.
Well, if they're squirrely and fast, I can understand that.
Yeah.
You know,
but she had an arm on her. But I still have the same concerns.
You better be prepared to tackle, because if you're wearing the opposing uniform, I don't care what is under there, a penis or a vagina. I'm hitting you hard if I get the chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but. We digress. Back to it.
No,
I'm sorry.
You're not going to say it. Not going to say it.
No, keep it to yourself.
Not going to say it.
Oh.
No.
Okay, quit teasing.
Yeah, but good. The WNBA is eating itself alive, and quite frankly, they deserve it. And we'll close with this. Do you guys know how to avoid getting robbed? Do you know? Do you have any? What if I were to give you some tips?
I would love some tips, Josh, because, as a woman, I need some extra tips.
Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. Mike and I go one place. You kind of scurry adjust for it, and then you go right back there.
Well, I do, because women are targeted more than men.
Well, here's the thing, too. I think I know where you're going with this. Are you going into, there's a report somebody put out? Of course, I think I had it up earlier. Now I lost it.
It was Fox News that did it.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay, I got it. All right. So here's some tips. If you want to avoid getting robbed, well, actually, you should prepare for being robbed. Mm-hmm. According to the police.
Where is this at?
In Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Because that place is Minnesota is just what Minneapolis itself. If it didn't exist anymore, would not be a problem. Here's their advice. Okay, this is Minneapolis police tips on how to avoid and prepare for being robbed. Don't walk alone, because walking alone is you should never feel safe walking alone in the United States. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Mm-hmm. Only carry the items you need. Don't take anything else just because you want it. No, only take the items you need. Hey, what's that? You worked really, really hard, and you bought that Rolex watch as a thank you to yourself.
Or went to the grocery store and
whatever.
You
don't need to wear that outside, so don't do that. Be prepared to give up your cell phone, your purse, or your wallet. Don't just turn it over. Just be prepared.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you should probably just walk down the street with other people, not alone. I can't walk alone. Wearing only rags for clothes, because God forbid you wearing anything nice. Bags on your feet instead of shoes, because you could get those shoes people want. But you just give it up. And walk like this. Just carry your wallet going, I'm sorry, I don't deserve this. Just, anybody want this? That is insane. Don't fight with the criminal is the 4th tip. And their 5th tip, be prepared to describe the subjects. Oh, except if you detail them in a certain race and you bring that up, or a certain connotation, well, then now, wait a minute. Hold on. Are you sure? What did you do to provoke them? That's Minneapolis. Now, I want a place I would love to move to, either somewhere. I've been to Idaho. It's a gorgeous state. It's absolutely a beautiful state. Here's Idaho's police tips on how to avoid or prepare for being robbed. Let's see if you notice any differences. Carry a firearm.
Yeah.
Use a firearm.
Yep.
Call 911. Tell officers you are afraid for your life, and you will answer any other questions only with a lawyer present.
And notice it in a certain order. They're in the correct order.
It is. Carry the firearm, use the firearm, call 911 to, clean up the body.
Right.
Tell the officers you were afraid for your life when they get on the scene. And then if they want to press the issue with you, you just say, with all due respect, I'm not going to answer any more questions without an attorney. That is...
Where was this? I think it was police in Canada said the same thing about people robbing their homes. Yeah.
Let people come into your home. Don't fight back. Let them take whatever they want out of your home.
Now they're saying, was it Los Angeles, some mayor? I can't remember now. Just leave your car keys in the car.
Jeez.
It's not. But what kills me is this whole attitude of they have the right to break into my home and take my. I've heard the statement. Well, their lives. Your property is not worth their lives.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like,
yeah, it is.
If somebody breaks into my house, I don't have time to stop and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. How can I help you? Are you here to kill me, or are you here just to take my belongings?"
Right.
I just read an article of a woman who, God love her, I think it was in Texas. I can't remember where. Her husband just passed away. She's home alone with her baby, and she's got a shotgun, and she hears two men trying to break in the house. And she calls the police. She calls 911, and she tells them what's happening. And she says, "Am I allowed to shoot them?" And the 911 operator said, "You do what you have to do to protect your baby."
It's Texas. Stand your ground.
And
Same
the
thing
first
as
one
Florida
came through
and
the
Ohio.
door, and they carried him out in a body bag.
Good.
There we go. Awesome.
Now, I love a feel-good story, don't you, Mike?
I do.
It just, come on. So how about...
Especially when a feel-good story involves Hollow Point. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Or Buckshot.
And how many lawsuits have there been of somebody is committing a robbery, and then during the course of that, they're killed, whether it's by whatever means, and their families file a lawsuit because their family member was killed. I'm sorry. Take accountability.
I remember a case out of, I can't remember if it was Dayton, but it was, they were interviewing like the family on the news. Yes, it was out of Dayton. And they were interviewing the family on the news because this guy went into this convenience store and the store owner blew his freaking head off because the guy came in with a gun. And the victim's family was crying that it ain't right. It ain't right. All he wanted to do was rob you. You didn't have to kill him.
Yeah, well...
when he had a firearm, he was committing armed freaking robbery.
Right, yeah.
Well, there was another case, I think it was either in Atlanta or Florida, a young man, 18, 19 years old. He was trying to steal copper wiring. And when he broke into the electrical box, he got electrocuted, and he had a heart attack, and he died.
Good.
And the family sued because the company that owned that electrical box didn't do enough to secure it.
Oh, God. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming because, after everything we just talked about, I'm going to need some duct tape to wrap around my head tonight.
I know.
I'm feeling it. But listen, hey, Minneapolis is a hellhole dystopian, garbage nightmare out of a movie. You can run Somali daycares, become millionaires. You can commit billions of dollars in Medicaid fraud. And you need to be prepared to be robbed and don't fight back and give up everything you have. Meanwhile, Idaho says F-A-F-O.
Exactly.
That's right.
There we go.
Gentlemen, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you.
For those of you listening, please like our YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button because every time someone subscribes, we get our channel out to more people.
And you can and listen. These are conversations that if you want to use this podcast or any of our podcasts as conversation starters with friends or family, I highly encourage. You can even take credit for what we say if you want.
And even if you want to start a conversation with us, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, we love to have the dialogue.
Reach out to email at straightshotpolitics.com.
There you go.
Have a conversation with us, and we will gladly have a conversation with you.
This has been
Straight Shot Politics.